In this episode, Microsoft is warning of a destructive malware campaign affecting the Ukraine. Multiple hardware and software vendors report fixes to software and hardware vulnerabilities. And CISA has added additional software titles to their known exploited vulnerabilities catalog, coming up in this episode. And thanks for joining me, everyone. My name is Sean Waldman. I'm with Secure Cyber Defense, and I'll be delivering your video cybersecurity update today. Well, Microsoft this week issued an update explaining that there is a destructive malware campaign that's currently affecting Ukraine organizations. And you may be saying, why in the world would I be concerned about that? Well, that's a good question. The answer is pretty simple. All of the alerts that you receive and that we receive are treated equally in most cases. Meaning that even though this particular bulletin is talking about vulnerabilities to the Ukraine, we treat this as a threat to the US and to all of the organizations inside our autonomous SOC. What that translates into is when you look at one of these bulletins, you see what's called indicators of compromise, or IOCs. So at Secure Cyber Defense, we take that information and proactively threat hunt and protect all of the organizations that are part of our managed cybersecurity practice. If you're processing this information manually, it just means that you have to take this information, load it into your tools, load it into your SIEM system, and proactively look out for these threats going forward. You can also use those same indicators of compromise with the right products to do a threat hunt for your organization to see if there's any indication that they've been in there previously. And at the bottom of the screen, we're listing a bunch of different hardware and software manufacturers that this week reported fixes to hardware and software vulnerabilities. We highly recommend that you take a look at the list at the bottom of the YouTube video. We highly recommend that you head out to our website, secdef.com/resources, where you can find additional information and all the show notes and links of the hardware and software manufacturers that are listed here in this video. And last, CISA, which is the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, and I never get that right. I usually always have to look that up. CISA has produced an update to their known exploited vulnerabilities catalog, and they've added 13 additional titles. The link to the catalog is in the show notes as well as at the bottom of the video. But the reason this update or this catalog that they produce is so important is because if you do vulnerability scanning inside your organization and you have a lot of difficulty figuring out where to even start and how to prioritize it, the known exploited vulnerabilities catalog is a great way to start. The catalog basically consists of a long list of software and hardware vulnerabilities that have fixes, but they had been known or have been known to be exploited previously, or they're currently being exploited. So certainly that's where you want to start. And that's it for this week. These updates are meant to be very short and to just bring you update with the highlights for the week. Additional content will start to come out. You can see that we're in a different location right now just because we're experimenting with different backgrounds and formats. This particular location actually happens to be my office. So as we go through this effort to bring in more social media content and more video content, we would appreciate your help in liking the videos, subscribing to channels, and sharing all the content that you possibly can. Gathering the following is one of the most difficult things, and these videos are not just for Secure Cyber Defense customers. Our main purpose is education with this content. Certainly we'll talk about some of the services that we have, but the meaning behind this is not to make a sale. The meaning is to provide some education and some awareness on what's going on from a cybersecurity standpoint. So that's it for this week. Thank you for your time. I hope you had a great week. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.